little over 2 weeks later, and as you can see, our EAs have been trading. And if we look at the history in the account, we can see that we now have a profit of $1,582. The purpose of this video is to see which of these EAs performed best. If you had $500 to spend on a trading robot, which one would you choose? There are several excellent options, and I'm putting them head to head. The rules are simple. I'll place them all on a $10,000 demo account with risk settings adjusted as equally as possible to ensure a fair comparison. Because the strategies in each of the EAs are so different from each other, the winner will be selected not only by the most profit, but we'll take the profit factor into account too before selecting our winner, because this is a really important metric to take into account. And lastly, I won't be testing just 3 robots. To find the best EA under $500, I'll be testing 5. Let's get started. All right, and here we have the MetaTrader 5 platform running on my VPS, and you'll see that the EAs that I have on are the Dark Algo, the Sharpshooter, the Infinity Trader, and the Forex Gold Investor, as well as 3 of the gold trading robots from the Top 10 Robots app. And we'll run through each of them separately just so you can get a better idea of them. And let's look at the respective websites for each of these products. So the first one that we'll look at is the Infinity Trader, and Infinity Trader is from the same developer as the Forex Gold Investor. Very good EA, and we have had good results with it in the past. If you look at the vendor's track record, let's have a quick look. You can see that this is a live account. See this all got green ticks. Let's have a quick click on it, and it'll take us to the My FX book, and you can see a very nice and steady balance line. This account is currently on 100%. It's been trading since September of 22, so that's about 2.5 years worth of trading. Very smooth, looks pretty good. No real major drawdowns to speak of. There was one here that you can see, but again, nothing too serious, and it did recover and it continues to grow. So this is a good EA and definitely one that I think is worth trading with. Beautiful thing is as well, there is a money back guarantee. So if you're not happy with it, you can request a refund. And you can see currently that the price is 197, down from 500. So with the money back guarantee, I definitely think it's a no-brainer and worth trying if you are looking for an EA with these kind of results. Okay, the next one that we're going to look at is the Forex Gold Investor. Now, I'm not going to speak too much about the Forex Gold Investor. Petco has got a lot of videos about it. I'll link to a few of them down below and you can have a look at it. And again, same as Infinity Trader, the EA is currently $197, down from 500. So yeah, definitely worth looking into. And again, I will leave a link to this robot down below in the description. Now, one of the other EAs that we have trading on the account is the Dark Algo, and we can have a quick look at it here. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, you'll know that I have been trading some of the free robots, which includes the Dark Moon, the Dark Rhea, and I recently placed the Dark Gold and the Dark Titan onto a demo account, and it is doing quite well. And let's go down with the Dark Algo. What you can see is that this is the back test. It's got a really, really good back test, and I'll show you my back test in a second as well. But you can see that all of the information you need is here, and what's very cool about this developer as well is that you can actually buy the Dark Algo for 5 licenses, so that'll be for demo or live accounts, or you can buy it for 10 licenses, which is $5.99. Okay, and then lastly, we have the Top 10 Robots app. Now, what I'm trading here is 3 of the top gold. Now, I will be changing this weekly, so every week I'm going to see which are the top EAs in the 5-year. As you can see, I have it on the 5-year. I'm going to see which are the most profitable over the last 5 years. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to confirm that with a 1-year. So as you can see here, I've got it on the 5-year, and there we look at the 1 year. Now on the 1 year, you can see this a little bit clearer, and what we are looking at here is the back test as well as a forward test. So in other words, the white portion that you're seeing on the strategy here, this is what we call the in sample. So basically this white portion here is the historical data that was used when creating the EA, and the green portion, which is the out of sample, this is new data. So when the EA was created with historical data, it was using everything right up until this point here, which was like sort of October, or rather November of 2024. And everything since this trading that you see is real trading. This is trading on new data. So this is not a back test. This green portion is a forward test. And you can see that if you look at the EA was created 80 days ago and it was added 48 days ago. So 80 days ago, this EA was created. So the green portion is 80 days worth of real trading. So what I do when I check these is that we look at the top 10. So let's look at this one, for example, this one here, which ends on the magic number 918. So if I go to the 1 1 year, what I want to see is a 918 in the list here as well. So let's go down and have a look, and here it is here, right? Here it is here in the list. So I know that this one does get validated on both the 5 year and the 1 year. So this is one of the EAs that I would use. Now, all of these I have placed onto a demo account for Blackbull, and you know that we use Blackbull quite extensively in the academy. And the reason is they have really very good trading conditions. They offer a leverage of up to 1-500, 26,000 tradable assets, client support 24/7, which I can attest to. In fact, I use them today. And the assets include Forex, commodities, equities, indices, metals, and many more. They offer TradingView, MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5, CTrader, Blackbull Copy Trader, Blackbull Invest. And most importantly, their trading conditions are very good. Their spreads are super low commissions as well. Depending on the account you take, if you take a standard, you have spreads from 0.8 with 0 commission. And on the ECN institutional, you'll have 0 spreads, very low commission of $4, and the minimum deposit is 20,000. However, we have chatted to them, and what we can offer our subscribers is that you can get these same ECN institutional trading accounts for a deposit of only $2,000. So in other words, you'll be trading with the same conditions as the banks and the huge hedge funds for just a 2,000 deposit. All right, guys, let's come back to the VPS. And here we have all of the accounts. What you can see is I've got the Dark Algo, the Sharpshooter, Infinity Gold Investor, and then the 3 gold robots here. Now, I basically started trading on this account yesterday. If we look at the history, you'll see that I started trading on the 3rd, and today is the 4th. And this account has already got a profit of $146. So we're about 1.5% up already. You can see that most of the trades were with the Sharpshooter. We do have quite a few losing trades, to be fair, but overall it was a profit, and it is some kind of a grid recovery system. So there was huge volatility on the euro dollar yesterday, and this traded it, and it did come out positively. You can see that we've got 1 trade so far in the Dark Algo. This is one of the gold robots. It's this one here. So it's the one on the M5. Very nice trade with $100 of profit. And we're again on the Dark Algo of 5.9. So let me show you one of the back tests quickly. So let's back test the Dark Algo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to click on test. Now this is settings that I found almost by accident, which I was super impressed with. You can see that we are on Aussie CAD on the M15 time frame. We have to be on H1 because it's an H1 set file. Aussie CAD, everything else remains the same. Let's run a quick back test. We'll look at the graph just so you guys can get a visual representation of it. You see we've got a super smooth equity line. Really not much in the way of drawdowns. All right, the backtest is finished. Let's have a quick look at the backtest results. And what we can see is that we have a total net profit of 3,443. So on a 10K account, which is how I set it up, that's about 34.5%, just under 34.5%. But what's incredible is that we had a max drawdown of only 7%. So that is honestly some of the best backtest results I've ever seen. And I'm very, very happy. And I'm super excited to see how this EA performs. Okay, and the other robot that we're going to look at is the Sharpshooter. Now, the Sharpshooter is from Responsible Forex Trading. We are running a number of his EAs, including the Powerhouse, which does include the Sharpshooter and 5 other EAs. But for this particular account, I'm only going to be using the Sharpshooter. And what you can do is if you go through it, you'll see as well that this one is $497. However, you can get a 5-day demo. Now, I know that some of you may say that a 5-day demo is not long enough, but if I actually show you the VPS where it's currently trading, and I've only had it on since yesterday, what you'll see is that just since yesterday, how many trades it has opened. So it does give you a pretty good idea of how active the EA is. And again, this developer does have a live trading results page on my FX book, which we can check out very quickly. And what you'll see is that since June of 2022, we've had a growth of a little over 100% with a maximum drawdown of 16.8%. So very, very nice looking EA. What you'll see is when I show you the back test on my VPS, you'll see that this is very, very accurate, and you'll see that my results match these quite closely. Okay, let's move to the VPS. So let's quickly go here. We're going to right click, we're going to click test. Now the Sharpshooter is a euro dollar. So let's go to majors. We'll select euro dollar as our currency for testing, and it trades on the M15. Let's go to the M15, and what we'll do is we'll click on start, hit the graph again. So this one you can see is slightly different. We have drawdown periods as well, but they're very, very short. So we don't have any kind of extended drawdown periods. There was 1 or 2 times when we had a balanced drawdown, but it recovered every time. Let's have a look at the backtest results, and what we can see is that we have a total net profit of about 25.5%, and again an equity drawdown of only 9.6%, so less than 10%. So again, an excellent EA. The reason I'm testing these EAs is to show you how different types of EAs with similar backtests or risk settings perform differently, so you can decide which suits you best. And if you're new to trading or even an experienced trader who wants to learn more about different types of EAs and strategies, try our free 21-day program with free courses, free EAs, and many other resources, including a free one-on-one call with me. Okay, and here we are a little over 2 weeks later, and as you can see, our EAs have been trading, and if we look at the history in the account, we can see that we now have a profit of $1,582, which is just under 16%, and after the fees, the spreads, the commissions, etc., we are left with a net profit of $1,455, which is really, quite incredible. If we look, today's date is the 19th of March in this account. If you remember, in the first part, we opened this account on the 3rd, I believe it was. Our first trade executed on the 3rd. So in 16 days, just over 2 weeks, we have a 15% profit. And while that is very impressive, that isn't really the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to see which of these EAs performed best. So the best way to do that is to look at our FX Blue track record, and we have that right here. Let's have a look at it, and you can see that it is the account. We're sitting with a balance of 11,455. But let's go to the stats, and from there we will go to strategy, and let's arrange this by net profit. Okay, what we can see is that we have an EA with 616263. That's the magic number, and that is on first place. It had 36 trades, gross profit of 656, so net profit of 513, with an incredible profit factor of 4.59. So 616263, let's see which EA that is. And to make things easier, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just arrange this by comment so we can see all of them. By the way, guys, these two columns, the magic number and the comment, are not here by default. If you do want to add them, just right click anywhere on the toolbox and then go to columns. From there you'll see that you can select the magic number and the comment, which I've done. Okay, so let's come back to it, and here it is here, 616263, and that is the Infinity Trader EA. It's this EA right here, and if you remember from the first part, it is trading on the Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. Okay, so let's have a look at the rest of them. I'm going to go back to FX Blue. Right, second spot is 3002, and I know that that is the Forex Gold Investor. That is the second strategy. So the Forex Gold Investor has 2 strategies built in. 3001 and 3002 are the magic numbers by default, and we can see that it did very well as well. Gross profit of 922, gross loss of 536, and a profit factor of 1.72. Still very impressive. Next we have number 5. This is the sharpshooter. We can just confirm that. If we just look at number 5, here it is here. You can see that's a sharpshooter. So the sharpshooter is obviously a much more active EA. If we look at the FX Blue, you can see that it executed way more trades than the rest of them. So 171. So it is a grid system, but it's more of a recovery system. And what we can see is that we have a net profit of 200 and just under 270 with a profit factor of 1.33. Next, we have one of the gold robots from the Top 10 Robots app. So what I've been doing with the Top 10 Robots app, with the gold robots from the Top 10 Robots app, is I've been checking it weekly, and I have been seeing if any of the robots have changed. So I placed 3 this week, and then next week I'll look again to see if the 3 that I have from the week before, if any of them change. In other words, I check to see if there are any new ones in the top of the app. So they have to be kind of near the top on the 5-year as well as the 1-year. If any of those that I have had in the past are no longer in the top, I remove them and I replace it with one of the newer ones that are on the top. Now over the last 2 weeks, both weeks I've only replaced 2, so one of them has stayed, and it is this one here. We can see that it has done quite well, and we have a profit factor of 3.55, which is really quite incredible. Okay, next is the Forex Gold Investor again. It's the first strategy in the Forex Gold Investor. We have a net profit of 246 with an incredible profit factor of 6.35, but the net profit isn't quite as high as Infinity Trader. And then below that, we have 5011031, which is the dark Algo, also doing very well with a profit factor of just under 3. It is on slightly more conservative settings, so the profit isn't quite as high in terms of the dollar amount, but it is looking quite good on the profit factor, so I'm very happy with that. And then below that, we have another one of the top 10 robots, one of the gold robots from the top 10 robots app, which is a little over break even. So it is profitable, but it's a very small profit. And then these two, which didn't do very well. But that's kind of the point of the top 10 robots, that we can always monitor to see which are doing best in current market conditions and always select the best to put on our account. That's one of the beauties of the app. Okay, so there we have it. We can see quite clearly that the Infinity Trader is in first place, followed by the Forex Gold Investor. Although, having said that, it is higher on the net profit. Okay, let's have a quick look at it in order of profit factors. So let's start. So what we can see is that the Forex Gold Investor is actually in first place. The number one strategy in the Forex Gold Investor is in first place. So if we had increased the risk on the Forex Gold Investor, this one might have actually come out on top in terms of profit, but I'm very comfortable with it on the settings that it is. Next, we have the Infinity Trader. So that one is still like up in the top, close to the top. Then we have a robot from the top 10 robots app, one of the gold robots. Then we have the dark Algo, followed by the second strategy on the Forex Gold Investor, and then we have the sharpshooter. So a very interesting test, and I'm really glad that I did it because these are very, very interesting results. I would, however, say that the winner is probably still the Infinity Trader, just based on the fact that it is the highest net profit and it has a very, very good profit factor. So what we can see is that the clear winner, based on net profit as well as profit factor, is the Infinity Trader EA, at least for now in current market conditions. I'm going to keep this demo account running, monitor it using FX Blue as I have been doing, and see if anything changes. And you'll see why in a future video. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'll leave links to Blackbull, the FX Blue track record, and all of the robots I showed you down below in the description, including the top 10 robots. In the meantime, check out this video where I go over the results of another EA trading on a smaller $200 account. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon, and trade safe.